Yeah, next I want to talk about which is how to set up some of the our assets. Uh, as you can see, this scanning model is from Sketchfab. I will including those um well who are the creator of this scanning model on the info on the YouTube, and also inside the file you can see that I will adding the creator of this scanning model. And yeah, they are, I've been modify those model a lot, so they may a bit, chunky, and actually that's something I did. I make it pretty low poly. Of course, it's kind of still not low poly enough. So if you are interested to finding the original, a much more refined version, you can check it info um, on the YouTube, and and grab it. You yourself you can find in those original much more higher resolution and more refined version of it. And I now you can at Sketchfab to check their license, and that's quite important if you wanted to use it for commercial purpose. And yeah, CC attribution license is quite convenient for me, as long as you remember to reasonable to mention who where this model is coming from. Excuse me. Okay, I'm back. um yeah, thank for Syngrin to share this very awesome church, some kind of church ruin scanning model. It's just really really cool. um and also it's one of the main assets that I use for creating this environment. And yeah, you Sketchfab and Polyhaven are the website that I using uh, most of time for creating this tutorial and the several image for this tutorial. And yeah, and you may want to using some of the texture from Polyhaven. Creating some kind of ground plan. How to use it, right? So when we download, for example, let me check some um aerial grass ground plan. This one. You can download, and of course, I am only using 1K version. Yeah, if you are looking for something more higher resolution, higher quality, you can definitely go to Polyhaven to download the high quality version. And for me, it's I always just using pretty low resolution. To me, it's still looking pretty good. And it is Blender file, so when you open it, you can see this kind of sphere, and I just copy it and paste on our scene, and you can assign same material for our ground plane. And yeah, there we go, we got it. But of course, you may notice there's something is kind of off. Maybe a scale is a bit weird because it looks like too big, right? Um, yeah, for me, it's like one thing just super convenient, which is all the asset from Polyhaven is quite, optimized. The setting is quite optimized for Blender, so you got this just really beautiful node graph that you can tweak it. You can changing the detailing, so you can get the proper scale. You can make it big, larger or smaller. All really depending on your needs. And yeah, see, I would say this is much better tiling or much better scale. And yeah, this is how I would be using, some of the a lot of resource from Polyhaven. And next thing I wanted to do is to set up the water material. which is of course I already set up for you if you download this file. But if you want to do it yourself, you can just first tweak the color into much more blue and tweak the transmission, and yeah, you got it. And reduce the roughness, increasing the specular. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. This looks much more like a water, but of course later on I want to add in some rebel. Well, so in order to creating a rebel, we can assign and go to the shading settings, shading node graph to Shift A to adding the um, image texture, and we I already download a normal a water rebel normal map. I will plugging then color to normal, and we got this. Yeah, water effect is looks much more like water, but of course the scale is a bit off. And we can directly copy the arson setting by Polyhaven and plug in the vector into here. And yeah, we can tweak the scale. It is just very convenient, and also I'm pretty lazy, so I don't want to doing manually all the time all by myself. If I can using some pre-made asset, I would say that's really just perfect. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Let's see you in the next chapter.